What is up, my friends? What's going on? Hope everybody's doing well. Man, what a day. What a day. I'm going to get some anglers on and kind of talk some fishing. What's up, gentlemen? How y'all doing, man? The
Good.
Florida boys. It's the Florida boys, man. What's going on? What a day, man. What a day. Man. Danny, I'm gonna start with you, man. You took on Blake Power. You struggled yesterday is not even an understatement. I mean,
Yeah, I fished a live event at Kissimmee for the Slay Nation. Was going to do the KAF, but I didn't want to throw, that'd be running 3 events, and I just didn't want to do it.
for sure, man. Looking at some of those looking at some of those results on the Kissimmee chain, man, it looked like it was an okay event. I mean, I think the winner won, what was it, 80 inches or something like that. So
yeah,
that's not too bad.
I never do well at Kissimmee. It's one of those, it's one of those lakes. I hate to say I hate it, but it's one of those. Hate's a strong word, but I very, very much dislike fishing Kissimmee.
Some lakes just have your number, man. Like Seminole has my number.
It's got mine. So.
For sure,
for sure. I missed a couple of good fish. I didn't have many bites all the day, but I missed 2 big fish. One right at the boat, right in front of Russell Kennedy.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man, that's tough. But you made it through. Sherman had to concede due to personal reasons, but you made it through and took advantage of it today. And let's go ahead and get right to the results here, boys. There you go. Danny Gann, 85.25. Beats Blake Power at 30.75. I was looking at some weather, man, that Blake was dealing with this weekend. It looked like it was pretty rough, man. But Danny, I mean, you did your thing, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it. He was telling me he had 20-mile-an-hour winds and it kicked his butt most of the day, but he had 2 bites. We were talking. I said, I had maybe 8 bites all day, 8 or 9. It was tough because we had a front run through, so that's what it was a tough bite. So
for sure. Well, speaking of which, we've got Mr. Blake Power on. What's going on, bud?
How we doing?
Well, how you doing, man? Congratulations, making it to the Final Four, dude.
Yeah, I'm beat.
I'm sure you are, man. I'm sure you are. Man, talk about your day, dude. Talk about your weekend. I mean, you look like you were just getting crushed out there with cold weather.
Yeah, yesterday was very, very cold. I'm not gonna lie. It was kind of miserable the whole day, but I was able to find some food yesterday, and I was really excited to get out of the cookie cutter 15, but it was enough to get me through the day. Hey, I thought I'd go out there and thought they'd be in the same area, the same thing. And after the sun was today, 2 degrees warmer. But man, mile-an-hour sustained wind all day.
Mm-hmm.
I can.
Yeah, that sounds miserable. That sounds miserable. And here these guys are fishing in Florida. It's just not fair sometimes, man. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Blake, you made it to another Final Four, man. I mean, that's got to be great for your confidence, man.
Yeah, it's getting. I think a lot of people bracket because they maybe weren't on the fish time of year. It's tough.
Right.
I wasn't really on any fish when I entered this bracket either. So I get in. I'm gonna see what happens, and I'm glad I did.
Yeah, no doubt, man. I mean, it also helps you work on your colder weather and offshore games. Sometimes you got to do that, man. So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. Well, Danny, you're in the championship, man. Actually, with 16 guys, only 2 get paid. 32 top 4 get paid. With 64, the top 8 get paid. So the 2 guys that made it get paid in, man. But Danny, you are guaranteed a paycheck. You're in the championship for the first time in KBBT history for yourself, man. Good job, dude.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I made it there with Bobby in the team event, but yeah, first time solo. So.
Yeah, first time solo, correct. Now, again, talk about your day from yesterday. You fished obviously 2 different bodies of water. The Kissimmee chain we just talked about, not your thing, but you went back to something more comfortable. Did Danny Gann get on a good frog bite today?
I actually went to 2 lakes at Tenor Rock. The first lake I went to was the same lake I fished against Jason Denise, where I had like 42 fish that day. I mean, it was just a bunch of 15, 16s. There's big fish there, but the big fish bite's just not there. So I caught most of my fish there, all but the last one, that 1875, I caught in a different lake, and that was a punching bite. But all the ones I caught early were frog bites.
I got you. Right on. Right on. I mean, you are the frog master. You have to catch fish, at least one fish on a frog, man. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, well, Matt, awesome match with you and Brian, man. You guys are good friends. You guys, talked about the grind, talked about, facing each other. I think you guys were on the same body of water, if I'm not mistaken. It looked like you guys were pretty close to one another. And I'm going to be honest with you, man. Brian was laying the wood on you early, man. That had to put a little pressure on you, man.
It did. We talked in the morning. We were thinking about holding back our fish, but then Brian messaged me on the water and says, "Hey, I want to submit my fish," and I'm like, "Yeah, let's do it. Let's put on the show." So right from the giddy up, Brian came out swinging, put up some big numbers, and I went to go try a new area. I got my kicker early, and then the bite, you could just tell, just completely just dropped off. I mean, it just completely like a light switch went off, and like Danny said, we had the cold front push through, and it mixed up everything, and it was just a grind from the morning to the night. And I also want to congratulate Danny again for making it to the championship, Blake for enduring this weather that he put up with, and
for sure,
my best friend there, Brian, for grinding it out with me, man. It's a fun day on the lake, and nothing but the best with this format, head to head, especially when you got to take on, your best friends, and it makes it all fun day on the water.
Yeah, Brian, talk about your day, man. I mean, first of all, congratulations for making it this far. We didn't really have a chance to talk to you, but online. But talk about your morning. I mean, you had a pretty strong morning, man. I mean, your confidence had to have been, like, okay, man, I could actually do this thing.
Oh, Greg, when I came out this morning, I was so excited when I left Matt yesterday afternoon, and we kind of talked about what we're going to do. And I hit the water. I was up there, sunrise, and first fish was the 19.75.
Yeah,
and I had my bag at before 9 o'clock, and I'm thinking to myself, here we go.
Yep.
And it's, I just got to run and gun from there. And like Matt said, about 10, 11 o'clock, crickets. Had one upgrade after that, and we just ground it out. And I just saw Matt chipping away at it, and the goat does what does goat things. And he's the guy that got me into this. And I tell you, Greg, you guys have put together a fantastic format. So guys like me can, get into this thing, and any day it's anybody's game. But congrats to Danny, Blake,
it is,
for making it to Final Four, and fishing with one of my best friends and my mentor. And thank you, Greg, for because I told Matt when I got into this, all I want to do was make a name for myself in this bracket. And when you guys named me Florida Fanboy, you lit a fire under my rear end, and here we go.
Hey, that's Blake, man. He tends to do that, man. He tends to do that. We just fan it a little bit, you know what I mean? But he definitely does it. Now, Brian, talk about your morning bite, man. You did have a great morning bite. What were you doing? I know what Matt does, but what do you do? Is it very similar to what Matt does, or do you do your own thing?
It was totally different yesterday than it was today, Greg, and yes, similar to Matt. I kind of, I'm not going to lie, following his footsteps.
Sure. I mean, why not?
3 or 4 rods in the cockpit, and sort of slinging them out there, spook, prop bait, popper, Cinco, and totally opposite from yesterday. Prop bait lit up. Again, that first fish was the 19.75, and just a little zip, and a slow retrieve, and they lit up, before 9 o'clock. And I really felt like it was going to be a high number day. And if Matt had to make the decision to do what he decided to do this morning, if similar areas, he probably been mid 90s, bumping 100 today. He took a chance and and tried an area that hadn't been touched in a while. And but that prop bait turned on for me, and it here we go.
Awesome, Matt, dude. I saw the leaderboard, man. And we were kind of talking back and forth today. It was around noon or so. I was like, man, dude, you caught 21.75 is what you put it on. And I'm like, dude, I got to deny this thing. He's like, what? I'm like, I got to deny it, man. There's no ID in this picture. And he's like, oh man, I got the wrong one. And then he sent in the right picture. Then I had to shorten it down from 21.75 to 21.5. I'm like, Matt, what are you doing to me, man? Are you nervous? This is not Matt. This is not like Matt Kasperek, like, man. What are you doing?
I'm like, Greg, man, quit chopping up my fish, man. First DQ, now you could take it off a 1/4 inch. Come on, man. Brian's ahead of me by like 68 inches. What the hell are you gonna do to me?
Hey, listen, man. I show no mercy. I show no mercy, and I show favoritism. So.
No. But I mean, like Brian said, that I went to a new area, right from the giddy up. That's the strange part about this, about these bodies of water. I mean, you could fish the same body of water, but the different conditions in the different areas that you're fishing. It's completely different. I mean, his prop bait was on. I didn't get a single blow up. Didn't get a single hit on the prop bait.
That's crazy.
Mine was completely just slow grinding with a spook. That 21.50 fish came up and I watched her crest the water with her mouth open, and in slow motion you can just watch her slurp that spook down. But wow. I knew from watching that the bite was going to be slow because they weren't actively just blowing it out of the water. So I mean, you knew it was going to be a tough day.
No doubt, man. So you guys knew this was going to be a tough day, and Danny, you can answer this too. When you guys have days like this, it seems like you guys stick with your guns. You don't make changes too much, man. You guys just stick with your guns, man. I mean, and just wait for that bite because it's going to pick up. I mean, you're just continually throwing and chucking, that bait and just causing disturbance, man, and just trying to get one to trigger.
Well, like they were saying, my bite didn't start till about 9 o'clock. I got on the water about 7 after I got drug the kayak 200 feet to where I needed to launch, and then. But once the bite started, my bites were ferocious today. I mean, I had a little small fish that hit it like a torpedo. I mean, he made his mind to go and he went. But yeah, it's like you're saying, it's like you just got to stay on the water. Go, eventually they're going to start to eat. They have to eat. They're not going to be, they're not going to starve themselves. They're going to choose a time to eat. You just got to be there and when it happens.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, like it's so frustrating because the fish are there. That that bait's going right above their head. Why aren't they eating? You know what I mean? It's crazy.
The fish are there. You just got to stick with your confidence. I mean, when you're confident in a bait and you know that bait catches fish, and it's tried and true. You got to stick with it, and that's what gets the job done. Yeah. I mean, I right at 4 o'clock, I was still way down behind Brian, and I'm still sticking with the spook. I've been throwing it for 2 days straight, never put it down, just working that spook back and forth. But right at 3 o'clock, I looked at the clock and said, "Man, there's an hour left. You could do this. I mean, one big fish and you're in." And I had a giant unload on it. Right from the first cast, and she blew it out of the water. She wrapped my braid in the hooks, so I get it back to me, and I get it untangled. No shred on the she didn't shred any of the braid, so I throw her back out there, and she unloads it on a second time. And I set the hook. She comes up out of the water, every bit of 10 plus, and she buries herself in the hydrilla. The line goes pop.
Oh my!
And all I could do is just curse myself for not retying. I know better.
That's a great lesson, man.
I know better. So I mean, that was right at my 4 o'clock. The fish that I've been waiting all day for, but. Again, I tied on another spook and, just kept grinding out. And that's when I started getting, the 15s, the 16, and then right at the end of 17. And it just, you stick with that bait that's confident for you.
For sure. I'm going to get Blake Power on here real quick. Ask him to unmute his mic if he can. Blake, if you can hear me, man, I'm going to ask you, man, when things get tough, like you had a tough day yesterday, but you grinded it out. Are you like these guys? You stick with what works, your confidence bait, or do you change baits up until they bite?
I mean, yesterday I started off early. I was throwing a Texas rig, a little creature bait, and they weren't really reacting to it. So I actually started throwing a bait that I thought would get reaction bite, and it wasn't really getting bit, but I knew it was going to get bit, and I stuck with that. And then it hit that bite window, and I caught a bunch of fish in a hurry, and then got my limit. So today I kind of tried the same thing, and I stuck with it, and it didn't produce. I mean,
it's just one of those days. I mean,
when it gets tough, there's a couple baits that I try to stick with, and that just because you know what's worked in the past, and you know what's probably going to work in the future.
Yeah. I mean, confidence, man. It's just, throwing things that you are very confident with and just sticking with it, man. Some days work, some days it don't, man. It's just part of fishing, man. That's why it's called fishing. Guys, I want to say this, man. Congratulations to Matt and Danny and obviously Blake and Brian. Awesome matches, man. Awesome tournament for you guys, But Matt and Danny move on for next Saturday. I also want to say this, guys, and I think we can all say this jointly, man. Congratulations, Christine Fisher, winning the Tournament of Champions. Wow. Wow. That's a big thing for the sport, man. I mean, that's big. Congratulations, Christine. Worked her butt off. I mean, all the contestants over there in Lake Eufaula were, like you talk about tough. Those guys are post frontal, fighting, wind and cold weather and everything else, man. Christine did it, man. My hat's off to her. And wow, awesome.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody says. That lady's a stick, man.
Oh, 100%.
She can fish. No doubt about it. She can fish.
Yeah. I mean, she's just impressive, man. I'm sorry. She's just impressive. So congratulations, Christine Fisher. And congratulations to Jordan Marshall. Jordan Marshall became the AOI winner for the Hobie. He's out of Tennessee. Another great stick. Man, just awesome. Awesome event. And congratulations. My hat's off to you to those guys. And hey, it was a great event. I mean, Eufaula was tough, man. I mean, it's just one of those. It was just one of those times that they got to Eufaula. It was really, really tough. I mean, it's just one of those things, man. But they grinded it out, and they have a winner. And congratulations, man. Awesome. So, I do have a question for all you guys. I think most of you guys. No, it's just Matt and Danny. So tell me, we're kind of cross this over. Tell me about this matchup happening December 2nd.
Well, we're going to do an 8-on-8. The Florida Copperheads against the Central Florida Swamp Donkeys. We're going to go to Matt's backyard, Fellsmere.
We're going to Fellsmere.
Going to Fellsmere.
Yeah.
Okay. Man, it's been a lot of fun hearing all this trash talking and everything else, man. And then I believe, I think it's in December as well. I don't know if it's the same weekend or not, but the whole Southwest division of the South Conference is facing each other in Welsh. Oh, it's December 4th. My apologies, Sherman. But yeah, man, this could be fun, man. I mean, you guys down there are like the memes and the trash talking is superb. Entertainment at its best, man.
No, you can't. It's fun. We're all competitive, and we're just gonna get them on the water and show them what a beating is.
I hope to make it down for that. I'm trying to plan to get down there for that. I want to so bad.
I'm going to go just to see the
beatdown live,
and see what's going on. It's going to be fun.
Absolutely. I would love to do a broadcast at the boat ramp, if not on my kayak, and just follow you guys around. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'll follow Matt around because he'll burn up my battery.
We'll put some miles on, that's for sure.
Oh my God, it's crazy. So I hope they get down there.
He used to put some miles on when you had the paddle. So
yeah, put a lot of miles paddling.
Yeah, that guy had paddled 10 miles just to catch a fish, man. He was crazy.
Yeah.
He took a picture of his bottom finder today, and it looked like a spider web from hell. Great roach.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun to watch, man, and I'm looking forward to it, and it's gonna be good stuff, man. I mean, we're transitioning. This is the last tournament for KBBT. We won't have a tournament until next year, and a lot of things between now and then. Mostly everybody's wrapping up their fishing season, but again, I hope to be down there for December to watch this thing because it's gonna be a lot of fun. I just want to be a part of it, and just see what happens. So it'll be great. Well, guys, I want to say congratulations again. Thank you guys for joining us tonight, man. I know that was out of your time, and you guys fished. I wish I was still in it, man. I would love to face Matt. I would have loved to face you, man, because I had a spot for you, dude. I was ready. I was ready.
I was hoping, but
I was hoping, man. I was hoping. This is the way it works, man.
Careful what you ask for, Greg. Careful what you ask for.
I wanted it, man. Yeah, I mean, I tell you what, I caught James at just the wrong time, man. I was at Lake Anna, and I hate that freaking lake. So, I mean, I was just fishing around. But guys, congratulations again, Matt Kasperek and Danny Gann going at it Saturday, 6-4 for the championship round, and looking forward to it, man. Matt, you want to tell everybody where you're fishing, or you want to keep that a secret?
TBD, but it's I'm thinking more like gonna stick to the normal Fellsmere, maybe.
Okay, Danny, Tenor Rock.
Yeah, I'm gonna probably go hit a couple places at Tenor Rock Friday and figure out where I want to fish Saturday.
Okay, so Tenor Rock versus Fellsmere, Florida Showdown. Let's see what happens, man. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, I want to say congrats to Matt, congrats to Blake and Brian. You guys put on a good show today. I appreciate it, man.
You too, Danny.
Likewise,
sure.
Danny.
For sure. I'm going to show this one more time, guys. This is the results, 85 1/4 to 30.75. Matt pulls it out, 85.5 to 82.75. Great showing there, guys. Man, we're going to hold off until Friday to take our picks. Hopefully we'll have Blake back, the newly wedded Blake. But we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Hopefully those guys will come out. So, all right, guys, we're out of here again. Congratulations, Matt, Danny, again, Christine and Jordan, and all those who fished this weekend. Awesome. It's good. I mean, guys, wouldn't you agree our sport's pretty healthy right now?
Yeah,
it's doing very good.
Yep,
I agree. Lots of fun.
There's something for everybody in this sport. So I mean, with the brackets or whatever, it's something for everybody. So
I agree. Yeah.
I'm a testament to that, Greg. I mean, it's been grinding at it for 4 years, and since Matt drugged me into it, and I'm addicted. It's awesome. It's anybody's day on any given time.
Yeah, no doubt. Tune in again, guys. Motion Sports is getting ready to crank up big time. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. Hope you guys can download it on Roku and Amazon. It's getting ready to crank up, man. A lot of stuff coming out through the winter. A lot of KFL stuff coming. A lot of interviews. A lot of content with Robert Brown and Jim and Todd Patrick, myself, and all that stuff. We're getting ready to crank things up with it, and maybe even get a little sprinkle broadcasting this event from Florida on Motion and see what we can do about it, man. It's gonna be a lot of fun. So, guys, we're out of here. Have a great night. We'll see Matt and Danny next Saturday. Boys, have a great night, man. Thanks for coming on.
Have a good
night.
Thanks.
See you guys.
Take care, y'all.